Our first presenter is Dave Clough. Dave Clough is a Rockland-based photographer and specializes in architectural photography as well as artwork documentation. He is the first of our alumni presenters tonight. Whatever his subject, he seeks to capture a visual narrative. His work has brought him around the world and back for his exhibit West of Japan, East of Europe. You can visit davecloughphotography.com for more about his work. Please welcome Dave.
Hey, thank you very much for coming out tonight. This is Bruno Taut. He was a German architect that went to Japan in the 1930s, where he designed the Q Hyuga Bete villa in Atami. I had the wonderful opportunity to photograph the villa, and that led to a collaboration with an Italian architect based in Tokyo, Marco Capitanio, and we launched an exhibit called West of Japan, East of Europe. The exhibit opened at the University of Venice School of Architecture, as you can see, an all-black room with 8 niches featuring Marco's large-scale drawings. His project had been to redraw all the architectural plans and my photographs. So I just heard recently, the other day, from a friend that Venice has about 22 million visitors a year. And it amazes me that I could find a sense of solitude in the dark shadows of the night. And in the early morning as well. When I look at this photo, I think to myself how lucky I was to travel around the world and photograph the architecture that I love. So onward, the next exhibit was held in Japan. This is an image from the Edo Tokyo Open Air Museum. It features my favorite style of architecture, the Japanese farmhouse known as Minka. The exhibit was held at Keio University, one of Japan's oldest universities, at their Yokohama campus. And we decided to have hanging panels for visitors to weave around. Another view of the exhibit space, and I love this photo because it features 2 of my Japanese mentors. The gentleman in the middle instilled in me a love of the Japanese farmhouse, Takishita-san, and the woman on the left is actually the woman responsible for me photographing the villa in Atami. So this is a switch. This is called the Water Glass Project, designed by the Japanese architect Kengo Kuma. He was influenced by Bruno Taut, and actually this water glass project sits directly above the villa. So I had the wonderful opportunity to present at the birthplace of Petcha Kucha, the super deluxe room, where I met Astrid Klein and Mark Dytham, and it was a pretty cool event to take part in. So then after Tokyo, a few months later, we traveled to China. This is a building in Shanghai known as the Twisting Dragon. It's the second largest building in the world. And it was my first time to China, and I was amazed by all the luxury that I saw, actually. The exhibit itself was held at the Xi'an Jiaotong Liverpool University campus. It's on the outskirts of Suzhou. And everything about China is just massive and monumental. The exhibit hall itself, again, we used hanging panels, but in this case, as it was China, they were hanging from the ceiling, which was 4 stories above. Anyone who knows me and my photography knows that I love twilight shots. I ventured into the heart of the old city of Suzhou, the Venice of the East, they call it, and it didn't disappoint. A few weeks later, the exhibit traveled back to Europe. This is the central station in Milan, Italy. And for those of you interested, the lens I used on this was a tilt shift 17 millimeter lens, shifted diagonally right. The exhibit itself was held at the Polytechnic University of Milan, known as Polimi. And I love this building for just the classical look of it, and mixed in with the modern day trappings around it. The exhibit itself, however, was in a different building, and if you take a look here, you can't tell, but it's two-tone blue walls and dividers, and the industrial floor was blue and bright orange. I like to remember it in black and white. So the last stop on this tour was the northern European port city of Stockholm, Sweden. Here again, the 17 millimeter tilt shift at work. This exhibit, the name changed. It was west of Japan, east of Norway. And there was a pretty good reason for it. The Norwegian embassy was designed by a Norwegian architect that was heavily influenced by Bruno Taut. So it's got a lot of Japanese character to it. And finally, I think the most rewarding part of this whole journey I've been on was the opportunity to visit the homeland of my maternal grandparents, Lithuania. The exhibit wasn't there, but I was able to travel there. This is a shot at Torquay Castle. And thank you very much. And I just wanted to add that, if this were a commencement speech, I'd say, follow your heart. You never know where it will lead. So thank you.